Hello everyone, welcome to One Connected Love. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Christina.
And we are true twin flames in union. So today we're here to talk about a good topic, which is how to have a peaceful twin flame journey.
Yeah, that's very important because, peace is what we want.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think a lot of people, when they're, and us included, when people are first starting out on their journey, or they just awoken to the journey, there's a lot of stuff that comes up just naturally, right? That's what the journey is. It's awakening to new parts of yourself. And I think that there are a lot of feelings that come up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can experience a lot of intensity when they first awaken to, they first have a spiritual awakening, because it's a lot of, I think it starts because it's a lot of unprocessed emotions that finally kind of hit a breaking point in your life, where you finally get to a point where you're like, I can't continue moving forward, in the way that I have.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens on a deep level, but on some level, you're choosing inwardly that something's got to change here.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so the whole thing about the twin flame journey, right, is that it doesn't have to be intense like that. Those feelings really can be worked through and handled so that your twin flame journey can feel a lot more peaceful. It can be grounded in a foundation of peace. So, we can talk about what that requires.
Yeah, and so I want to talk a little bit about, people experience this intensity. There are some people who believe that intensity is what they're seeking.
Right.
That they want, the twin flame journey is an awakening towards your one true love, right? There's a desire in your heart for your one true love, and you are awakened to that desire palpably.
Right.
And you desire to manifest that. And so I think there's a lot of people who initially, when they start out on the journey, or maybe stay in this space for a while, they seek that intensity because they might have an idea that that's what it means to be in love. But the truth is that intensity will wear you out if you're not grounded, right? And that intensity is really, it creates an imbalance if you're not grounding it. And so the truth of your twin flame union, your harmonious twin flame union, is that it's founded in peace.
Right.
And so working towards peace is what's actually going to bring you the results you want. It's what's going to feel the best.
Yes.
And it's what's going to actually allow you to sustain a relationship with your twin flame once you come into union, once you attract them into your life. And it's also what's going to help you experience the beautiful highs and joy that you desire to experience. You need a foundation of peace for that to stay balanced.
Yeah. And
be able to have that in your life.
To be sustained, right?
Yeah.
Sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that word balanced there, that's exactly it. Thinking in terms of intensity versus peace, the intensity on a twin flame journey is caused by spiritual imbalance. That's all that it is. The blocks that are blocking you from your peace or blocking you from love are feel intense because peace is your natural state.
Right.
And you're having to clear out those blocks to go back to your natural state, which brings us into our next points.
Yeah, so let's just talk about a few ways that you can welcome that balance into your life. So the first and most important thing, it's kind of at the core of everything else, is working through the upsets in your reality that are keeping things in balance, or that are kind of draining your energy or keeping you out of alignment with love.
Yeah, an upset can be defined as anything that doesn't feel peaceful in your life. So it doesn't have to be directly related to your twin flame or the twin flame path in general. It's just anything that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't feel peaceful. Whatever, no matter how big or how small that upset is, those feelings matter, right? Because again, in your natural state, you're supposed to be at peace. You're supposed to feel good all the time. And that can only really happen when you're not upset about something.
Right. And when we say feel good all the time, it doesn't mean that you feel high all the time.
Right.
It means that you just feel present and grounded, right? And you have a range of emotions that you feel, but ultimately, you're able to come back to that sense of grounded presence.
Right.
So it doesn't mean that you're like up here all the time, right? I think some people seek that, and that's not sustainable.
Right.
Everybody's got a range of emotions that they feel.
Crash at some point.
Right. And so yeah, let's talk about how you can work through those upsets in an efficient way, and it's using the mirror exercise. You can read all about the mirror exercise in Twin Flames: Finding Your Ultimate Lover by Jeff and Shaleia, and we've also made a video about it in the past as well. And so basically, working through the upsets in your reality, recognizing that your inner reality creates your outer reality. It's not about blaming yourself for what's manifesting in your life, but it's actually just about taking responsibility and making a new choice to align your life to something that feels good for you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really about just making the choice to love yourself in a way that no matter what comes up inside of you, you will kind of hold your hand through it, love yourself through it, to be able to get to the peace on the other side. There's always peace on the other side of those feelings if you allow yourself to work through them.
Yeah. And so that does require feeling them, right?
Yes,
Making that choice to feel your feelings, get clear on what doesn't feel good, and make new choices in that space. Love yourself through it.
Right.
So another way to return to balance in your life, maintain balance in your life, is setting appropriate boundaries. I think that this is a big one that, I think this is a big one people work on in general. We've had to work on that a lot in our lives, like setting boundaries, learning what boundaries are, recognizing that it's appropriate to set boundaries, like healthy relationships need healthy boundaries, and then like learning how to actually like enforce those boundaries. That's very helpful because your energy is really important.
Yeah, setting boundaries can look like many things. It can be as simple as like saying no to someone that doesn't feel good instead of agreeing to it even though it feels really bad. And these are things like you find over time as you like uncover the relationship with yourself, what things feel good and what things don't. Boundaries could be setting boundaries with your twin flame if your twin flame is not behaving in a way that is loving. Right. It could be setting a boundary with anything, with your finances, with your spending, get really clear on what doesn't feel good, and then close up those energy leaks by setting boundaries there.
Yeah, and you mentioned something that I think is really important that I just want to touch on, is that I think some people have a hard time setting boundaries with their twin flame.
Right.
And especially as you're moving through separation or working through upsets, as you work through separation, there can be this feeling of like you really want to be with this person, and so there's a frustration that, or like there's like a, like this upset that occurs where it's like, if I set boundaries, will I upset them and push them away?
Will I lose them?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's important not to tolerate disrespect or like,
abuse.
Yeah, and it's important not to set your relationship on a foundation where you're having to take from yourself to sustain it.
Right.
So it's very safe. Like you can't mess up your union with your twin flame. Right. And so it's very safe to set boundaries. And like if they're doing something that doesn't feel good to you, it's okay to set a boundary there, even if they get upset, because ultimately what you're doing is telling them, like what you'll accept in a relationship. And so, of course, because they're your twin flame, you can also work through the upset that they're presenting, but also there may need to be a boundary placed, at least for a time, until they've proven that they're like choosing to align with you here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to say something in the reverse also, that, like, say, for example, your twin flame puts boundaries on you. It's important to get really clear on why that's happening. Don't necessarily don't assume that your twin flame is like your enemy, and they're just trying to cut you out of their life. Maybe there's something that's being communicated there, and you can go inward and you can feel the feelings in that area to determine what sort of boundaries being crossed here, and this boundary doesn't need to be like honored and respected, because that also brings balance to your union, respecting other people's boundaries.
Exactly.
As well.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so the next point, another way that you can bring balance into your life and into your twin flame journey, is to take care of your body. And we're not talking necessarily just like physically, like in terms of like your looks, although, you know, that's wonderful to do and it can help you with your self-esteem and feels really good to take care of yourself and look your best. I'm talking about like doing the things that you need to do to feel your best, to properly show up every day, you know, get a good night's sleep, like, you know, exercise, go for walks, make good meals for yourself, like doing these things to help you stay present and grounded in your current reality go a long, long way towards creating strong balance in your life and a strong foundation for your life and your union.
Yeah, I feel like you pretty much said that all.
Okay.
Yeah, self-care, you know, taking care of yourself is extremely important.
Yeah. Good. And so another piece is, staying grounded, like really staying present with your reality. This can happen a lot on the twin flame journey, that a lot of people, you know, use it as an opportunity to escape their reality, as an opportunity to kind of like, you know, go off into a fantasy in their minds and like, you know, escape their reality, basically, like not be present with the problems in their life or the upsets in their life. And while that may be fun or entertaining for a while, it's not actually going to get you where you want to go. And so the best thing that you can do is stay grounded, stay present with what is here.
Yeah, the more present you are with yourself, the more efficient you are at working through your feelings, which is actually more efficient to healing your union and bringing you what you desire quicker.
Yes. Rather
than all the distractions, spreading your energy out, leaking your energy. That just causes stagnation, and you don't really move forward that way.
Yeah. And then the last thing, or the second to last thing actually, is claiming support.
Yeah, so important.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of support available to you to help you work through upsets on your journey and stay balanced. So that's really important.
Yeah, it's important to have a network that, you know, of like-minded people that are also on their journey, that are also working through the same things. Possibly getting ascension coaching to help you work through more difficult blocks. Support is invaluable on the twin flame journey. We get support, and we just have grown and healed so much on our journey. So yeah, I couldn't recommend that one more.
Yeah, and then lastly, building healthy relationships. Working through your relationship upsets, not just romantic, but like with everyone in your life, like healing through that, like whatever energy your relationships in your life present to you, is really important for, you know, maintaining the balance in your life. Yeah,
definitely. There can be upsets in any relationship, just like we've talked about upsets anywhere in your life. And, you know, you can locate the upsets that are present in any relationship and heal those and work through those as well. Set boundaries where you need to, respect boundaries where you need to. And that ultimately creates more balance and more peace in your life.
Yeah.
Good. Does that feel complete to you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. We know that it'll help you on your journey and creating that peace on your twin flame journey. If you enjoyed this video, We make them weekly, so feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. Once again, we are Daniel and Christina, and we are Ascension coaches. We do private readings, group coaching, private coaching. If you're interested in checking out our services, check out the link below to our website, oneconnectedlove.com. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Take care.